This is the worksheet we're going to use to looking at the slope of a line given a picture. We already looked at it, how to do it if we're given two coordinates, and we did a few small examples. But we're going to look a little bit more. So if you've got a line, try and find 2 points that lie on the line. And what I mean by lie on the line is make sure that they pass through the vertical and the horizontal line. This time we're actually given two squares, but also hopefully you could see that this point here would be good. And so would this point here, because it passes through the horizontal and also the vertical. And all we're going to do is we're just going to label on the picture. I'm just going to make this one a little clearer. I would go up 4 squares until I'm level with the dot, and then just count across how many squares you're going to go. Remember, the run has to be to the right. So we went up 4 squares, positive 4, we went across 6 squares. So 4 over 6 using rise over run, and then you go ahead and simplify. Now you're going to use this rise over run method for every question except for 2. And the 2 special ones are if we have a horizontal line or if we have a vertical line. And we talked about these last lesson as well. So as this line goes up, begins with U, then we're going to say that this one is has undefined slope. So just try and remember that rule there. And the other special case we looked at last time was if we have a horizontal line, and actually for this the slope is 0. So they're the 2 special ones. All the other ones you should just be able to draw on the picture. Up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4, across 1, across 2, and then just use your calculator to simplify to find out what the slope is. The reason we're spending time actually working this out by hand is we're actually going to be working out equations of lines in the next section, where you're actually going to have axes on here, and that's just one of the components of that. So you need to be able to find slope to do that. Now I'm going to skip through a few questions. So here we're not actually given any points that lie on the line, so we need to find where it goes through that horizontal and vertical. So there's 1, and if we just go along the line until we see it again, then I should be able to do my little counting now. So up 1, up 2, up 3, across 2, so 3 over 2, and that doesn't simplify, so I can leave it like that. I can also have ones with negative slope too, so same idea. Find 2 points where it passes through. This one goes down 2 across 1, so to show I counted down, I'm going to give it a negative, and then work out what is negative 2 divided by 1. Also, once again, I threw in the 0 slope, as that one is such an important one to make sure you don't forget it with the horizontal line. And I throw in the vertical one again to remind you that that one is undefined. And if we go to almost the last one, just to show you these shouldn't actually get any more difficult. As long as we find our 2 points, then all we're going to do is count how many squares we go up, and count how many squares you go across, and check to see if you can simplify. So that's how we're going to find the slope of a line if we're actually given the graph. We're just going to use rise over run and count those squares.